Death has never been accepted, only observed, studied, feared in silence. Deep within the earth, far from the light, faceless men worked in rooms of stone, breathing heavy vapors, listening to the crackle of the fire. They weren't looking for wealth, not really. They were looking for something slower, more invisible, time itself. Decomposition was their master, bodies bending to matter, skin giving way, structures collapsing. Every phase noted, replicated, as if death were a process and not a destiny. The Philosopher's Stone wasn't just the transformation of metal. It was a detour, a crack in the cycle, a point where matter stopped obeying. And in that point, perhaps, life could be contained, not forever, but long enough to cheat the inevitable. Alchemists didn't speak of eternity. They spoke of resistance, of slowing down, of delaying, because they had seen too clearly how every body ends, and yet no one remained. Kings, emperors, men surrounded by gold and knowledge drank every elixir available. They ingested liquid metals, mercury, sulfur, convinced the solution was hidden in a more precise combination. But the flesh is not a puzzle to be solved. It is a limit. It deteriorates regardless of power. Every experiment ended the exact same way. Silence, a motionless body that no formula could reactivate. Perhaps it wasn't the knowledge that was incomplete. Perhaps it was the hardware itself that was the problem. Biological matter, unstable, fragile, not designed to last, but to be consumed. Today, the research continues, but the target has changed. We no longer try to preserve the flesh, we are bypassing it. The mind becomes the new vessel. Synapses are mapped, translated into signals, reconstructed in artificial structures. Memories, emotions, thought patterns, compressed, archived, transferred. It is no longer a potion, it is a process. Neural cables, interfaces, systems that read and rewrite. The body remains, but only as residue, a temporary shell, increasingly unnecessary. And elsewhere, in cold environments, void of time, something begins to exist. Aligned servers, silent, continuous, no breath, no heartbeat, only activity, sequences that repeat and persist, versions of consciousness that do not age, that do not degrade. But they don't feel the weight of the body. They don't know fatigue. There is no hunger, no pain, but there is also no touch. Only continuity, an existence without decay, but also without friction, and perhaps without real change. So, what have we accomplished? Have we defeated death, or have we simply avoided the body? If a mind is copied, the process continues, but the point of origin shuts down anyway. If two versions exist, which one is you? And when the body stops, who really remains? An extension, a reflection, an archive, or something we have decided to still call us? Perhaps the mistake wasn't in alchemy, it was in the assumption that life had to remain tied to the flesh. And while bodies continue to dissolve, are we preserving life, or are we just building something that resembles it enough so we don't notice the difference?